Switching on over.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. I can't stop smiling because I have these beautiful human beings with me today, and I'm so excited for this discussion. I'm Ashley, if you don't know who I am, or you can call me Miss Ashrocks. I am Tiltify's community manager, and I wanted to have a discussion today with our amazing community members, ChillboBagginz, and she goes by she, her pronouns, and we have Ashlinaa, which she, her pronouns as well. If you want to check out both of these creators, you can check out our Control Plus extension. It should show up on the stream and overlay, and you can follow both of their channels easily through that. So make sure you do that. Take the time to do it. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, two,
Oh,
Thank you.
one.
Oh, so
But
sweet.
yes, yes, you are both amazing. And that's why
aw.
we are spotlighting both of you today
Mm.
and talking about your fundraising efforts. And we're going to talk about your favorite LGBTQIA plus fundraisers and all that good stuff. So
I'm
happy Pride
excited.
to both of you.
Thank
Um,
Happy
you.
Pride.
Happy
Yes.
Pride and everyone
Happy
else
Pride.
in chat. So we're gonna start off with Chillbo. Chillbo, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, of course, and your community, your path of streaming, and everything, and your identity,
Awesome.
please.
Thank you. So, I am ChillboBagginz, or Cheebs, most people refer to me as, which I don't even know how that became a thing, but it's
I
a
was
thing, and
literally just about to ask.
I honestly don't even know. I think ChillboBagginz is a bit of a mouthful. I mean, even my real name is Emily, but it's always been shortened to M. So
Right,
I've had
right.
some variation of a nickname, but you can call me whatever. Doesn't matter to me. My pronouns are she, her. I am a full-time variety streamer here on Twitch. I've been doing it for just over 3 years. We actually hit the 3-year mark last month, which is wild. The time has flown by. I don't know if either of you can
Congratulations.
relate with
Yes.
that, but it just goes by
Right,
like that.
right.
Um, uh, yeah, no, right now I'm playing through God of War for the first time, which is an interesting experience, and I
Ooh.
can't believe in that 3 years I hadn't ever played it. But, with streaming, I guess we could start at the beginning. I
Yeah.
started streaming, like, after graduating college because I had all this free time on my hands that I didn't know what to do with, and I had watched Twitch in college. I would reward myself after a day of studying with watching my favorite streams on Twitch. And I became a part of these communities and I just felt so
Right,
included. I would go
right.
into a stream, I would say hi, and I was greeted with 5 people saying hello to me, asking how my day was. And it was just, sorry, you might be able to hear my dog scratching at the door. He wants to be
That's
included.
Oh, if you want to be included, come on in. Say
All
hi.
right, all right. Let's say
Yeah, let's say hey to your pups. You have the cutest pups.
Oh!
But yeah, I think it was becoming a part of those communities and feeling safe and included that kind of made me want to do that
Right.
Oh,
myself. And so I started streaming and I haven't stopped. And I very unexpectedly fell in love with content creation. And here we are today.
here we
Yes.
are. And you're doing amazing
Yes.
things, seriously, every single day. And I know you just had a fundraiser last year with St. Jude. And
We did.
one of the, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the milestones were for you to take a week break, correct?
It was. Yeah.
As you
So
deserve.
in my community, we had some
Yes.
extended goals. So we hit the initial goal of $20,000, which was my cap.
Wow, wow, wow.
And then we
Wow.
were trying to brainstorm some extension goals, and someone in chat was like, can we have like a self-care goal?" And
Oh,
I'm like, "Oh, I'm taking a week off in July, like I'll take care of myself then." And they're like, "Well, you deserve more than just a week off during the summer. Like take a week
oh,
off." And I did, and it was amazing. I got to go home and see some family that I haven't seen in a while because of the pandemic,
yeah.
and it was really nice. So thanks community. Appreciate
Yeah.
Oh.
it.
I love that. I love that so
So
much.
it was a pleasure hearing about your story, Chobo. Thank you for sharing with us. We got to throw it to Ash. We got to throw it
I
to Ash.
what do I say after that? How do I follow
You
up?
talk about yourself and the amazing
No.
things you
Say,
do.
"Hello, my name is Ashlinaa, and I'm amazing."
Okay, I'm blushing now. But no, my name is Ashlinaa. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. You name it, I stream it. I do a lot of things on my channel from SFX makeup to cooking, baking, outdoor streams to of course playing video games. My pronouns are she, her. And I have been streaming this November will be 6 years.
Wow.
It's yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
same with you, Cheebs. I watched Twitch in college. That was kind of like my downtime between papers and stuff like that. I graduated with my psychology degree, but I decided to do content creation. No, I had graduated college and I was like, Twitch is really cool and I like video games. And my brother had kind of let me dabble on his stream a little bit when he was streaming. And I was like, I want to do this. Like, I really enjoy this. And so I just started doing it. And yeah, 6 years later, here I am doing the thing. But yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been great. Obviously, I'm going to be honest and say, it's been a roller coaster of different
Oh
things
yeah.
and everything like that. But, it's for the most part, it has been such a blessing, and I feel very grateful for this opportunity to do this. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. I love Halloween and horror movies.
Oh yeah.
And
I was like, you
yeah.
better talk about that,
How?
or I was
Yes.
gonna.
Yeah, all of my love is here in my stream room if you can see it. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I like to call myself like the Hallow Queen. I don't
You
know.
are. You are the Hallow Queen,
Yes.
I
without a
appreciate
doubt.
that.
It's
I
Halloween
appreciate
every
that.
single day.
It is.
It's not
It
just
is.
a month or a day, you
No,
know?
no, every single day for me. Every single day. So, yes, that's me in a nutshell.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ash.
Of course.
I keep smiling and my face is hurting so much.
I know my cheeks
I love
hurt.
this. I love this so much. I love this so much.
Yeah, just having the both of you here is great. And thank you for your communities coming to the stream as well and supporting. I see all of you in chat. They're like, yeah, we wanted her to take a break. And, you know, when are we
That's so
gonna start
beautiful.
making more milestones for
Right.
streamers to take breaks? Or it could be
Right.
positive
Yeah.
instead of us suffering with being boozled.
Totally agree. I mean, for so long, fundraising has been like, oh, if you donate this, I'll do something horrible. I mean,
Horrible.
like, I got a Loch Ness monster tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I agree, because I think with content creation, just like going a little bit deeper, you're caught in this perpetual state of rise and grind mentality. How
Right.
Yeah.
hard can you
Right.
work? How long can you
Right.
stream for? I've fallen into that myself. But I think we really need to push for, this has nothing to do with anything, but I think we need to push for taking care of yourself, taking breaks, talking
Absolutely.
about your mental health struggles, destigmatizing that. And
Yes.
so having a community that pushes that mindset also is super lovely.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, like raising money and like doing those things is so fun in the moment,
Mhm.
but I don't, and like, I want to be honest about this too. Like after like a charity like season is over, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
exhausted,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so to have a community that backs you up and is like, we're gonna take a break, like that feels really nice, and I'm glad that they did that for you, because if I can speak as well as your community member and a friend, you are constantly doing things for other people and not taking care of yourself, and so you
Stop
need
that. You
no, I'm
stop
just
that.
saying, I'm just telling the truth. I'm just spitting facts here, so good job, community.
Yes,
I
good
see
job.
you. I see you in here. Make her take care of herself.
I
You
have friends
too,
like you who
Ash.
send me care packages, bath bombs. I don't need to take care of me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just every month I'll just be like, all right, time for self-care.
little care package. That is so cute. That is so cute. I love
It's
that.
so sweet.
And yeah, definitely you're not alone, Ash. We are all exhausted after those fundraising events because we
Right,
put
right.
our all in all caps, our all into our
Yes,
fundraising efforts because
yes,
it's a cause that we care so much about. We're very
right,
passionate about it. Of course, we're going to
right,
put our all into it.
right.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
please make sure you are taking those mental health breaks. Take some time
Yes,
off,
so
and
important.
reset. Really important. So maybe I can take that milestone from Chillbo and her community to give
Do it.
myself a break. What do y'all think?
Do it.
What do y'all think in
Absolutely.
chat? Do you
A
think that would be
self-care
good?
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
self-care milestone. Would
Mhm.
y'all like to support that? Because I'm sure you would. But
Yes.
Say yes.
Can-
You better
yeah.
say yes.
say yes.
Say yes right now.
Do it. Yes. Okay. Because me personally, my campaigns are always just making me suffer. Every single
Oh
one.
yeah,
But it's
Oh,
for
yeah.
all the right reasons.
Absolutely.
And you do
Um,
amazing work and amazing things,
yeah.
and it's so inspiring.
You have to do it. I'll eat that fiery bean boozle and burn my mouth off
I'm
for
here
the
to
cause.
I'm here to talk about Chillbo and Ash, and they're talking about me.
Oh no, we're
no,
gonna gas you
no,
up. Yes,
no.
this is a two-way street. Absolutely.
Right, absolutely. No escaping.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm so happy now I'm working with Tiltify. It's a
Yes.
dream
Amazing.
come true.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I was just about to say congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Huge.
And to the
Huge.
Tiltify staff here, I love you. Thank you for being here and supporting. This is awesome. I love this. Okay,
Yes.
let's talk about more things, of course.
Okay.
Yay!
I like more things.
More things. So, I wanted to talk a little bit. We'll start with Chobo, your identity and your path as becoming a part of the LGBT community, and how that was for you as a creator and a person.
So it's a very recent journey. I'm
Mm-hmm.
26, and I didn't really come to terms with, especially my sexuality, until I was about 22, 23. It's kind of something that's always been in the back of my mind. I mean, like, if we're
Mhm.
just, my very first kiss ever was with a girl, and my parents knew about it and they questioned me about it. And I was super young, so I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, why are we even
Right.
talking about this? I don't understand. Like, it wasn't a thing
No
for
big
me. It wasn't
deal.
a conscious decision. It was just
Mhm.
something that happened. And I don't know, but I'm also from a very small town in Pennsylvania, so it
Oh,
wasn't really an idea that I could ever entertain myself.
right.
So when I was in high school and when I was even in college, I would, like, in my mind, I would see a beautiful woman and I'd be like, it's more than just appreciating her beauty. Like, I'm genuinely attracted to this person.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I was also in a hetero presenting relationship, so that was a little bit confusing for me at the
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until I found Twitch, oddly enough, where I began exploring that side of me and I began talking to people who were bisexual. And, like, I knew what bisexuality was, but I never applied that term to myself.
Right.
So, talking to people, watching LGBTQIA plus content creators be so open with their sexuality and so candid with the discussions around that and figuring
Mm-hmm.
that out, sharing their own experiences, I was like, okay, like, I think this is me. Like, I empathize
Yeah.
so much with this. And
Yeah.
which then evolved into pansexuality, because for me, I describe my sexuality, and everyone does it differently, and however you define it is valid and accurate.
Right.
But for me, I rely heavily on the romantic connection we have, regardless of gender. That doesn't really play a
Yeah.
factor into who I love or whatever, as long as we have that connection.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't really know where I would even be with my journey of finding out who I am if it weren't for Twitch, which is kind of wild to think about.
Yeah.
And I know the internet can be so turbulent and scary and awful in so many ways, but there's
Yeah.
just been so many wonderful things that have entered my life. I mean, like, it helped me discover who I am as a person. That is
Right.
huge.
Right.
And yeah, so here we are, like 3 years later. And I felt like a beautiful butterfly just blossoming. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, yes, I figured this out now. I can, like, go on dates with women, which is
Right.
terrifying. I am
Yeah.
so intimidated
Yeah.
all the
Women are
time.
very scary. Very, very scary.
But yeah, no, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Wow, congratulations on your journey.
Thank you.
That is very powerful. That Twitch has done so many things for so many people on different levels. And to know that Twitch creators that have been open with themselves has inspired you to be yourself is so powerful to me. It goes back to me seeing people fundraise. I'm like, what is that? What's Tiltify?
Yeah, right.
I said, okay, I'm going to do it because my mom taught me to always give back when I can. And I thought I could never do that with a platform like Twitch or Tiltify. And oh my gosh,
Oh.
changed my whole entire life.
There's something so amazing about coming together with your community and even
Yeah.
with other content creators and giving back in a meaningful, impactful way. And
Mhm.
especially like if Twitch is your occupation, like you feel like you're making a
Mhm.
tangible difference and contributing to society
Yes.
in an impactful way. And it's just
And if I could add to that, I
Yeah.
always tell my community that there is no greater feeling that you will ever experience than giving to someone or something that cannot do anything in return for you. There's no greater feeling than helping someone who can't necessarily help you back. Like just giving your all to this cause. Like I'm telling you, there is no feeling that matches it, truly and honestly. It is its own experience. And so I always encourage as often as you can, with respect to your boundaries and your health and stuff, fundraise for charity because it is so incredibly wonderful. It is a life-changing experience,
Yeah.
it's and like Cheebs was saying, gathering with all of these streamers like across the platform, across the world, honestly, if you think
The
about it,
world,
right?
yes.
And we're all doing this together. It's like it brings us together in a sense, and then it's just like we get to see our work unfolding, as the milestones go up, and it's just such a beautiful experience. I don't know, there's nothing like it. So I
and
encourage everyone to raise money.
it's even better when you have a platform like Tiltify
Right.
that makes it so easy. So I had this
Absolutely.
friend who just started streaming a few months ago and he hit affiliate and he entered one of my St. Jude streams and he's like, Tiltify, I've never heard of this. And he's
Yeah.
like, wait, it's this easy to raise money for charity? I'm like, it's
Right.
that easy to raise money for
Right.
charity.
Right.
So when you have resources like Tiltify, it just
Yes.
it's so dope. It's so
Right.
dope. You
Right.
just
No,
sign up for it and
absolutely.
they give you an overlay. It makes it
Yes.
just makes it
And
so easy.
anytime I'm like, I wonder if there's a cause that could support this. Cause there's so much going on the internet and everything, like I'm constantly just like thinking about how can we help? Tiltify, first place I go, I search in that cause portal, is there any cause that can support this? And like usually there is one or two or many, that supports the cause that I'm thinking of. And it's just do it. Like
But if
seriously.
not, like y'all are open to adding more causes, which is
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the way to
Exactly.
do that is reaching out to that organization and telling them to sign up directly on
Yes.
our site just
Oh,
for
cool.
everyone
Good
in
to know.
chat. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Good to know.
that's they just come to us and we're going to set up a time with our charity success managers and get them all set up. Okay. So
Thyroid
don't
Association, I'm
ever
looking at you.
think that you can't. The community, you have the power to do that, to bring your favorite
Yeah.
causes on our platform. So we make it
Love
easy for you
that.
to do your fundraising efforts. So
Chat.
just letting y'all know. Okay.
Right. Let's get the Thyroid Association on Tiltify. I've been trying for like a year. We got this. Come
Ooh,
on, we can do
yeah.
this. We could totally
You've been
do
trying
this.
for a year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well,
It's okay.
come on.
Noted.
Get it done.
Yeah, that's right.
Get it done.
We can do this. We can do this.
Yes, and that question will be shot over to you, Ash. I want you to talk a little bit about that too.
Okay. Okay. So I am turning 30 this year. So
Happy 30.
thank you. I'm really excited actually. I'm like, ooh, do I get to be like cool now? Like being 30? Does that make me cool?
Cooler. You're already cool.
Oh, thank you. My journey is super, super recent. Actually, this is my first Pride being out and fully expressing that. So
Congratulations.
yeah. I did like figure it out last year, like really working within myself and everything. And like
Mm-hmm.
funny enough that Cheebs mentioned like Twitch helping her realize because Twitch is what also helped me realize. And I have already told Cheebs this in the past, but Cheebs was a huge like person in my life that helped me just be comfortable with myself. And obviously there's some other women. I'm not gonna do like a whole list of just like, uh streamers or content creators that help me, but being on the internet and seeing the term demisexual, I was like, oh, like, what is this? So I looked it up and I was like, that is me. That is me. Holy cannoli, that is me. Like, just like Cheap said, like a butterfly, just like the most freeing experience of my entire life to know like there was a connection to who I was. And, it's been scary because I also grew up in a super small town in Georgia where if you even looked at a woman, in a specific way, you were gonna burn in hell, excuse me, but like it was just so hard for me to think about it like that, but then I started realizing and going back in my memories as a kid and, like, growing up, and I'm like, "Yeah, mhm, yeah, that's what that was, alright, so, mhm." So, just, like, discovering that part about myself, and, like, honestly, it has been such a beautiful experience, and, like, over this time, I have also realized that I am pan-romantic, which, Chiefs kinda touched on it a bit, like, there's, like, the sexual to romantic spectrum, everything is a spectrum. And like, I'm more on the romantic side of the spectrum as opposed to the sexual side, which there's nothing wrong with any of that.
Yeah.
I just look for a deep emotional connection. I This is gonna sound kinda silly, but I want someone to take my brain's pants off before they take my pants off. Like, I
I
want
love
them
that.
like,
I
I'm
love
just
that
saying,
so
like,
much.
I like, let me figure out, like, what your favorite coffee order is, like, what your favorite color is, what you think about the stars and the moon phases, like, I
Love
am so
that.
attracted to, like, the brain, and, like, what makes a person. So, discovering all of that about myself has been such a freeing experience, and I have never felt better, and being a 29-year-old that's about to turn 30, it feels incredible. It really does because I feel like I'm gonna get deep for a second here, chat, but, like,
Yeah,
I
come on.
feel like we try so hard and we work so hard to figure out these parts of ourselves, and I feel like I hid myself away, and I'm, like, about to cry, but I feel like I hid myself away for such a long time, and I don't have to do that
I'm
anymore.
gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry.
We all
So,
can't cry. Yes, we
I'm
Well,
just
can.
happy.
Yes, we can.
and like
I'm just
you
That makes
happy.
me
talking
so
about this,
happy.
I'm sure there's someone in chat listening who can empathize with your journey and
I hope
empathize
so.
with like how difficult it is to navigate finding out who
Right.
you are, especially as an adult.
Right. Oh
Because
my
we've
god.
all grown up in so many situations where that exploration has been suppressed because we didn't have the
Yes,
resources or we didn't have the support.
exactly.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
having this like weird online support system in this
Right.
little corner of the internet is
Right.
so much more meaningful. And I know it's easy to be like, oh yeah, it's amazing. No, it's like so meaningful and
Oh,
impactful.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm not even joking, like, just seeing people just, like, talking about it and being open and, like, knowing that I'm not alone, like, in my feelings and, like, these things that I'm experiencing as a 29-year-old, like, oh my god, like, I'm sitting here thinking like, "Oh, like, I'm about to be 30," like, no. But no, your life can evolve and your life can grow even when you're about to step into your 30s, and, like, I had to get that out of my head, I had to get those old town Southern, things out of
Yeah,
my head, so
and that's
it
hard.
felt really it did. Oh, it was very hard, Ash, and, like, obviously, like, it's a scary thing, and I'm not very much, like, out as much as I am on the internet just because I am still so scared of that, reaction, I guess, that I might get, but then again, I told my community this, "You freely be yourself, and if anyone has an issue with that, they can leave. They're not for you."
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely, yeah.
What is scaring you most, Ash, about this? Is
um,
it within your family or
yes,
just the
that
environment you live in?
I think both. My family is very supportive. They always will be.
That's great.
And I've just told them that you may not understand what this all means to me, but you still need to respect me.
Good for
Like,
you setting
you
those
know,
boundaries.
right, right. And I think the other part of it is everyone and this, like, connects to my horror love too, because this is also a recent thing, and it's just because I finally don't give a crap about what people think about me, and I love this. I love blood
Mhm.
and
I
gore
love
and right, So, this is, like, me coming out of my shell fully, and I'm just like, I think everyone had this vision of Ashlinaa, and now that it's different from what they're used to, it's gonna be a lot of pushback and a lot of yeah, pushback essentially, and just meanness and like just words that you shouldn't say to people. And I think I'm scared of that because I've constantly been the type of person that wants everyone to like me and I want everyone to love me. And it's just
Absolutely. I mean, it's terrifying and your feelings are
right.
valid, but
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. It is
Thank
Very
so
you.
proud.
difficult. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
sharing your genuine self with us. Like,
Oh,
I feel so lucky to see this side of you. I just,
Right?
I
yeah,
know
this
that
is
sounds so
me.
This
silly,
was a
but like,
treat today. This is a
I
Yay.
mean,
treat.
even not like, like just with like the internet, the fact that I'm so happy for you and I'm so proud of
we
you.
we all have a platform, and no matter what size it is, every time we press the start streaming button, we have an opportunity to make an impact somewhere. And if I can share my struggles and, share what being demisexual panromantic means to me and what it looks like to me, and I could help somebody, like I'm 100% going to take that opportunity and be vulnerable. I think vulnerability is so beautiful. And yeah, if I could help somebody, like by putting myself out there and being nervous a little bit, I want to. I want to. So, yeah. I
Cool.
do it because I want to help, in some way, shape, or form. So
Absolutely.
that's
And I
why.
know you mentioned demisexuality. Can you go
Yes.
more into that to explain
Yes.
it to everybody?
Yes. So demisexuality is essentially when an individual has to have a deep emotional connection with someone before like sexual activity or like even like being boyfriend and girlfriend or girlfriend, whatever. Um, the case may be. It's just there has to be a deep emotional connection first. It's
Okay.
not sexual attraction immediately. It's more like emotional and mental attraction that has to be there before,
Okay.
you go deeper into it, essentially.
Okay. And
Yeah.
the other term, basically under that same meaning, is panromantic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
panromantic
Perfect.
is the same as like pansexual. It's just on the romantic side of things where,
Okay.
it's not as sexual, it's more romantic. And then for those who are curious, demisexual is under the asexual spectrum, which is no sexual attraction towards any gender. So it falls under that umbrella. Now, let me say this. This does not mean that I won't engage in sexual activities or anything like that. It just means there has to be emotional connection first. I think a lot of people look at asexuality and like the umbrella as like sex repulsed
Yeah.
or like, oh, like I don't like kissing or like, no,
Mm-hmm.
it's all a spectrum. It's all different. It's based on individuality. So I did want to point that out because that is a common misconception
Mhm.
with those who identify under that umbrella. So
Okay, that makes
yeah.
complete sense. Thank you so much for going into
Of
detail about
course.
that because I'm
Yeah.
sure everyone in chat is learning. I'm learning. We're all learning.
Right, right,
So
right,
thank you
right.
so much for
Of
sharing
course.
your amazing journey as
Thank
a
you. Of
almost
course.
30-year-old. That is
Oh my
amazing.
god.
And we have some people in chat. They're like, until my mid 30s, that's when I realized a couple things about myself. So
Right,
I
right.
know there's
Yeah.
always a stigma about you need to figure it out sooner, but
Exactly,
literally,
exactly.
no. Um,
No.
our life is a journey, and it doesn't matter about what age
There's
it is.
no rule book,
Yeah.
No.
guidebook, nothing.
No.
Everyone
Yeah.
grows at their own pace, and
Right.
there's no,
Hmm.
regardless of what society makes you feel, there's no time limit on
No.
anything, honestly.
No.
Exactly. I
When
don't
you need to
know
have kids, when
where
you
that
need to
comes
find your
from.
sexuality,
Yeah.
it's bizarre and
I don't
weird.
think it ever really stops either.
No,
Like, if you think about
no.
it, I feel like your journey and discovering who you are and the things that you enjoy and the things that you love, it's an ongoing experience,
It
like
should
Hmm.
be.
it's
Yeah.
right.
And
Right,
like
it
your
should be.
sexuality can change. Your
Yes.
identity can
Right,
it's not like, okay, I'm pansexual, I'm gonna be pansexual forever.
right.
It can change, and that is allowed, that is okay, and that is
It's
valid.
valid. Absolutely. 100%.
What
I
do you
agree
think
with
about the
that.
people that don't think that's okay about changing your sexuality? We can
I
start with you,
think
Chobo.
I think people have this weird, strange need to have some kind of control on other people, and for some reason they put stock into other people and how they live their lives. And I boil it down, it's because that person's not happy with themselves, which is really
Hmm.
sad. And maybe they're projecting them not coming to terms with who they are, or they haven't done the self growth, self exploration, and they're projecting that, or they feel threatened in some weird way. And I've dealt with so much of that being from small town Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And much similar to Ashlinaa, there are so many people in my life that I care about that don't really know about my sexuality, and I don't know if they ever will, and that's a weird thing to come to terms with, but
Right.
it's because of that. They have some kind of claim on your identity, which I don't know if I'll ever understand because I've never personally felt that with anyone,
Right.
and I don't know where it comes from. But
Yeah.
it's a difficult thing to navigate, especially when it's people who are close to you.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing when it's a random internet troll. You can just ban them, block them, whatever. But when it's someone who's in your life that you
Right.
talk to every day, how do you navigate that? And I don't have an answer.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
either.
Especially when it's someone you love
Right.
and very close to you. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this,
Right.
but I'm going to keep being me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there is no answer for that.
Yeah, everyone will deal with it differently.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the important thing is how you just go about
How you
continuing to
respond.
be your genuine, authentic self, regardless of what they think,
Yeah.
because they're going to think and they're going to do what they want to do, and there's no really changing.
Yeah.
So you just have to live your life for you and be your happiest self because you deserve that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And if I could add on to that,
Yeah,
if
it's your
that's
turn.
okay. Okay. You know, one of the responses that I got was, "You've changed so much." And I'm like, "You mean I'm better?" Like, we're supposed to change. Like, I feel like I'm more aware of myself. I feel like I'm a better person. I feel like I've grown so much to love myself in a capacity that I didn't know was there, because I've struggled with that my whole entire life. And I was just like, that's a weird way to say that I'm a better person, but thank you. Like,
Yeah.
it's just you're gonna have that reaction too. And like, I think people have, and I say this all the time, I feel like people have always had their separate versions of Ashlinaa, what Ashlinaa was going to be like, what Ashlinaa was going to do with her life, blah, 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 blah. So when I'm completely outside of that vision for them, it doesn't feel right for them, like that sense of control, or, so when I started stepping outside of those visions that people had for me or what they thought of me, it was like, I'm losing control. I don't like this. Like, you're not anything that I'm used to. You've changed. This isn't normal. Are you okay? And it's just like, I'm fine. I'm just finally me. I'm sick of being the version that you all wanted me to be. I am now the version that I want to be. And this is what's most important. Never let someone take away the control that you have over you. You deserve to have that control back, and you deserve to live out the vision you want for you.
And you know what? That's literally what Pride Month is about for me. So, like, in honor of raising money for Pride charities, Pride is about living. Yeah, I mean, surface level, it's about being proud of who you are.
Right.
But like digging a little deeper, it's about living your life authentically and genuinely for you, regardless of what other people think, regardless of whatever other people do to try to control you or whatever. And it's about feeling that camaraderie with each other about that journey of self-exploration and being just, going on that self journey and finding out who you are, and then continuing to be that person regardless of all of the kickback or pushback that you get from other people who are creatures of habit who don't want to step outside of their comfort zone, who, that's because that's what it is. It
is. And it's
people
unfortunate.
being afraid to change, and change is scary, and I get it. It explains it, but it doesn't excuse it. But
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Wow, thank you. I was just going to ask, what does pride mean to you? Not like y'all didn't know that or anything, but no, really, and this is your first Pride Month, Ash. I'm so excited for you. How has this month been for you?
So I'm gonna be honest, because that's just who I am. But in the beginning, there was a lot of discourse about what the A meant in LGBTQIA+.
Mm.
And when I saw that people were referring to it as ally, it really hurt because I had finally gotten to a place where and I cried about this on Motivational, but like I still sometimes feel like I'm not gay enough for
Mhm.
this community. And to see people having that discourse over what the A meant, I felt like, oh my God, I'm like the one thing that I've been able to hold on to, for some time now is getting taken away from me. So, like asexuality is what I'm meaning here. I felt like it was getting, oh God, I know that sounds horrible because that's not what I mean, but like getting taken away from me. Like, I had finally felt so comfortable and like I'm a part of this community, people are accepting of it. So that part was rough. But after that kind of passed, how Twitter stuff goes, it goes on for a little bit and then it passes. Um, it's been really fun. For me, it's been more personal than anything. Like, I would love to play games with more, other LGBTQIA plus content creators and stuff like that. But it's been very personal because I'm so happy in like who I am. And I have literally never felt like this before in my entire life. And if I can be educational and provide some sort of personal resource that people can come to talk about it, like I want to do that. But Pride has been really fun and it's been really special, and I think it's going to be one that, I mean, obviously I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life because I'm
Yeah.
finally
You.
me,
And you're
it's
happy.
me. Right, and I'm not like shouting it from like the rooftops because I want to be safe as well for myself. Not Let me say this as well. Not everyone can be out and loud and proud. It might not be safe for
Yeah.
them. They might not live in an environment where that's okay. And like for me, I still feel like I'm kind of there. So, but I'm like loud in my heart and loud in my brain, and that has meant so much to me. And I'm not scared to talk about it. Like, oh, it just feels good. So
That's
yeah,
still celebrating
right,
pride. It's
exactly. Self
and
pride,
for those who are not ready to be open about
right?
that,
That's okay. You're valid.
you're valid and you can still celebrate pride in your heart and in your head, like Ashlinaa said. And yeah, it's so much more than, the parades. It's
Right.
having a month to celebrate that journey of self-growth, and
Right.
proud of all of y'all.
Very
Aw.
proud. Very proud.
Aw.
And I know it is Pride Month, and I love this month so much. I love it. It just makes me so happy
Yes.
to support my friends that are in that community, and I'm so grateful I get to do that and use my platform every single day. Not gonna cry. Anyway, just so happy for you, Ash and Chillbo. I'm very, very happy that both of you ladies are living your best life, and
Yes.
I know that there is some people that just simply don't understand. But
Right.
screw
Right.
it.
It's
Screw
not
it.
meant for them.
Screw it. It's
It's
not meant for them.
to understand.
It's all for you. So I'm so happy to see both of you ladies happy and happy in your own skin and your own body.
Yes.
And
Finally.
yes, and it's okay. It's okay. Again, like we said, it can take you until you're 40, 50, 60. Okay?
Right.
It doesn't matter. Once you hit that goal in your life where you're like, wow, I finally understand myself, you're going to be the happiest you've ever been. And
Yes.
it's okay to be questioning. Both of you ladies, I wanted to ask, what would you tell someone that is questioning? Basically, Chillbo, I will start with you. What can you give them throughout their path of questioning, basically? Any tips that you had during your time as well?
It's so hard. I'm hesitant to like ever give tips on anything because I do think everyone's journey is unique. But
Yeah.
having the insight of someone who has gone through that journey and to just have the reassurance of hearing someone say, I know it's scary, it's terrifying, but like it's gonna be okay. And you're gonna figure it out. You have the means, the tools, the resources, the support, whether you feel it or not, you can find all of those things. And it's okay to ask for help as well. But if you're not ready to do that, it's okay to explore that on your own. And it's okay to quietly question that. And it will take time. I think time is the biggest thing because we're just very impatient people by nature.
Right.
So when I first started questioning it, I was like, oh my God, I just want to figure
I just
this
want to
out. Like,
know. I just want to
how do
know.
I not even know who I am as a person? It like makes me want to just, I don't know. It was tough, but giving myself the compassion, time, patience that I would give another person was really helpful to me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And Ash, we can throw that to you as well.
Yeah, so I guess because it's most recent, I feel like I can kind of go back to that time. You know, it honestly, I'm so glad that I just saw the word on Twitter because that's where it started for me. Like, what is this? You know? And actually one of my mods, I messaged them and I was like, so this is kind of happening in my brain right now, and I just need someone to talk to. Like, how do I navigate this? And like they really helped me kind of go through that. And then just the resources kind of started unfolding from there, and I was able to read more about it. And like for those who are we talked about it on Motivational. Like Motivational is a podcast that I do on my channel, sorry. We talked about it on the channel, and that moment that question pops up in like, this isn't quote unquote normal. That moment that pops in, like, definitely I would recommend like exploring that, you know, and just like having the confidence to just, there's so many incredible resources. And I actually wrote something down for one of the things that I used the most, which was the Trevor Project, the website, the support center, just articles and things like that. You know, talking to someone, having someone there for me was huge. I wasn't scared to ask questions. I wasn't, you know, feeling nervous to like express myself and like, what does this mean? And then, of course, finding other demisexuals, you know, and stuff, and talking to them and like, is this normal? How do you feel about this situation? You know, and just having someone to kind of back and forth with. But like Cheap said, it's always hard to give tips on stuff like this because it's such a personal thing, and you
Yeah.
have to do what makes you comfortable. And for me personally, that was talking to someone, asking questions, finding resources on the internet that were helpful, and talking to other people who are a part of the same spectrum. So that for me would be my tips if you feel like you're like me, you know. Whatever makes you comfortable, like, you know,
Yeah.
especially if you're not in a safe space, if you need to do it behind closed doors or on your phone away from the house, like there are so many great resources out there, like the Trevor Project Support Center, that can offer that help for you. So yeah, that would
Perfect.
be
Thank you. I want to ask about your personal experience because there is a cause out there named It Gets Better Project, and they mainly use stories from LGBT members. Ruff, ruff, ruff.
So sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, It Gets Better Project, they primarily use their stories from others to, you know,
right,
help others that are in need of help
right,
and how they can
right.
navigate, and especially if they're in a questioning stage. So
Yes,
I thought it would be
yes.
awesome for you both to share your personal experience
I
throughout
love that.
that. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for doing that. And now that we're talking about Trevor Project, I wanted to talk about your experience your experience fundraising for LGBTQIA plus efforts.
Okay.
So let's start off with Chillbo. Okay, I know you had a fundraiser for Trevor Project before, and it did absolutely
So
incredible.
it's interesting because before Tiltify, I would do this thing where, like before I found Tiltify, because I've only been fundraising with Tiltify for like 2 years, I think. So before that, I would be like, okay, for this month, I'm gonna donate like half of my sub revenue to the Trevor Project. And like I was doing that, and someone's like, do you know about Tiltify? I was like, no, what's this?
What is
And then I
that?
was opened up like a world of, and not even, so I think the Trevor Project is something that I've seen so many other content creators. I mean, tomorrow I'm guesting on a stream and they're fundraising for the Trevor Project during
Right.
this very special month. And I'm so excited to be a part of that. And I'm so happy to see it because the Trevor Project does wonderful things for LGBTQIA plus youth. You know, during those formative years where you're questioning yourself,
Yes.
It's
I
not
would have had
even,
that.
yeah, it's not even like void of resources and support. That's a horrible thing. But some people experience that to the extreme where they're
Right.
chastised, and then how that takes a toll on your mental health. Because let's be
Right.
honest, those years just by it's hard. It's hard being a youth. Like, you're having so many emotions and you're finding your
Right.
emotional intelligence and you're navigating the world, and having that on top of everything can be so detrimental to your mental health. So
Right.
what the Trevor Project does, for a lot of you who don't know, they support LGBTQIA plus youth who are struggling with that, maybe suicidal ideations. They provide a hotline. They do research, which is so important. They're able to provide statistics,
Yeah.
and they provided a statistic of suicide in LGBTQIA plus youth, and it was staggering,
Yeah.
and it's not common knowledge. So the work they're doing is amazing, and it's my favorite fundraiser to support through Tiltify, but there are so many others. And Tiltify does an amazing thing, and they provide you with a list of, like, here are the organizations we're supporting during Pride Month. Have a look at all of them.
Yes.
And as many that I haven't even heard of myself. So I was going through this morning and I was looking at all of the different ones that I haven't found. But
Yeah.
Yeah, our
And
Unify for Pride event
I was
is
just about to say
yeah,
that. They're
yeah.
all
I
connected.
I'm so happy that I started at the perfect time to work on this
Yeah,
event,
true.
and I feel
True.
so I could cry, but I just feel so privileged and honored that I get to have these conversations with my favorite people in our Tiltify community. So thank you for being you, and okay, um, and allowing me to have these discussions because they're very important to me
They
and
are.
to
They
our
are.
community. So, um,
And
yeah, Ash, throwing it to you before I start to cry.
um same actually. No, I feel like a lot of these resources, especially like the Trevor Project, were so needed like when I was younger and when the people around me were younger because sex and sexuality and sexual health and mental health, emotional health, I feel like was not talked about enough
Yeah.
growing up, especially coming from a small southern town where
Mm.
therapy was voodoo, all of these. Also, I'm Hispanic, therapy, like, what is that? No, you're fine, rub some dirt in it or something, so having all of these elements to a person that feels so like their reality, this is it, like there's no resources for me, having the Trevor Project, like especially for me coming out last year, was so important. Their support center and all of the resources that they offer. I mean, they also have in their glossary a section, for anything from homelessness to eating disorders. And there are all sorts of articles that you can read to learn about these things. And I feel like it's not talked about in school. We have sex ed for like one class and then that's
One
it.
class.
Mhm.
Right. So if we had more of these resources available, I feel like the youth and even adults would feel more comfortable to like explore these parts of themselves, especially because like I said, coming from a small southern town, if I even like thought these things, I was going to hell. So, to have these resources available to where I can safely do it without, being watched or something, like, feels really nice. And the Trevor Project is doing an amazing job of making people feel like there are resources available and they will get them to you safely and as soon as possible. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and you can support these causes outside of Pride Month.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
I just want to
Absolutely.
make that clear. They have to operate outside of Pride Month every single day, 25/8. So, outside of Pride Month, on this topic, Chobo, how can allies and community members support and uplift LGBTQIA plus creators outside of Pride Month? What can they do? How can they use their platform to
So,
continue to uplift?
I think the biggest thing and the most helpful thing that you can do as an ally, in any sense of the word, is to listen.
Right.
Listen to the voices of these marginalized communities
Right.
and uplift their voices. Do not speak for a community that you don't personally represent, because it's not helpful and sometimes it is harmful. Listen and uplift the voices.
Yes.
Support these content creators. If you're a streamer, raid them. Open your raid
Right.
circle. I know that I myself get caught in the process of raiding the same person over and over again. Expand that. Do your research. Go outside of your comfort zone. But I think that the biggest thing is just to listen and ask questions. It's okay to ask
Yes.
questions.
Yes.
I know a lot of people are afraid to do that. As long as you do it respectfully, because you have those people that come into your stream and they're
Right.
like, what's
Right.
pansexuality? And I'm like, can you just ask it with a little more tact? But just a little
Or
bit.
can you Google it, because Google is free? But yeah.
That's, yeah, I
Sorry. I'm feisty. I'm feisty. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I mean, but yeah, if you don't know what something is, so like if you hear someone say, I'm demisexual, you can be like, oh, I haven't heard of that before. If you don't mind me asking, what
Right.
is that? Or what does that mean to you? Or
Right.
because it's okay to ask questions, but make sure
Yeah.
that you listen and just please don't speak for a community you don't represent. That's
Yes.
the biggest thing.
That's
That is
awkward.
so important. And yeah, it can be
Right.
awkward, especially when you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. And
So
that
I
goes,
totally understand. So Ash, let's throw it
no,
to you now.
and can I just say that that goes for any marginalized group, please and
Mhm.
thank you.
Yes.
Also, I think it's important for other LGBTQIA plus content creators to also open their platforms up to have these kind of discussions, because they're important and I feel like there's not enough of them happening.
Mhm.
And like, for example, this is going to sound like I'm tooting my own horn and I'm really not, but like Motivational this month was about opening up my channel and my platform to allow guests to come on to share their story. And I wanted to do that because, first of all, there's not enough like podcasts, I feel like, or even like YouTube videos or things like that where people can listen to someone that they can identify with. Has that changed? Probably. I haven't done enough research, so I'm speaking very freely when I say that. But I think it's important for us as community members with one another to open our platforms up for each other so that we can have these discussions. And then if you are an ally, please listen. It's like literally the best freaking tool that you have is your ear holes, and like not enough people freaking use it. And it's really important that you just listen and
Mhm.
support us 24/7, 365. But also, like, if you are going to say that you're an ally, don't be scared to make mistakes. Don't be scared to be wrong. Don't be scared to, feel like you might have a definition or something wrong. Like, it's a learning process. And, just listen and open your platforms up for us, so that we can share our stories and hopefully touch someone, in a way that they need that day. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And being open to criticism and
Right.
constructive
Right.
criticism. So,
Mhm.
an example, a correction of pronouns. If you misuse
Right.
pronouns and someone corrects you, it's like, oh, actually, these are my pronouns. Please don't meet that with like defensiveness
Right.
or
Right.
honestly, like I've seen a lot of people say don't even apologize. Like a lot of people say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Just
Mhm.
be like, okay, noted. I'm going to use those from
Right.
now on.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right. Don't be scared to like make mistakes, because that's how you learn,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And it's
It's
okay. And
important.
it's not like you're not a bad person for making mistakes. Everybody makes
Right.
mistakes, but being open to that correction is
Right.
so important.
Right.
You have to be
Right.
open to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially when
Yes.
there's people directly from that community wanting to correct you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, be open to it
Yeah.
because they don't really have to, because Google is free and you should
Right.
be taking the time
Right.
to do that research. But if you really want to take the lazy route and you're taking their time, you better
That's a really
cooperate.
good point too. Like
Yeah.
expanding on asking questions, don't treat members of marginalized communities as like
Your
sources of
Google.
information. It's not their job to educate you. You have to take it upon yourself to educate yourself
Correct.
at the bare minimum. But Yeah.
Right. And it's no one's, from a marginalized group, it's not their job to educate you on these things.
Yeah.
And so when you see situations where members of an LGBTQIA plus community are coming together to talk about these things, this is free.
Mhm.
This is free.
Yep.
Utilize it,
Mhm.
watch it, learn from it, like really take the time to better yourself through free stuff like this, because,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's important. So, yeah, that's all I was going to say.
No, that's fine. Thank you both so much for sharing your experience
Yay.
and
Of course.
just being
Happy
yourselves
to.
authentically. I really appreciate it. And Tiltify staff, and I'm sure chat appreciates your time today. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wanted to end with where we can find you on social media. Okay, so Jobo, Jobo, you're Jobo now. Chillbo.
Rebrand time. Oh, wait, can I just real quick? So sorry, I'm so sweaty because I'm so excited.
No, you're fine.
Unified for Pride has raised $58,000 this month.
58.
$58,000. Yes.
Wow.
I was just
Wow.
unless it's increased, but let me take another look. But I was
58.
Tiltify flex.
honestly, can we promote that first before we
Yeah.
promote ourselves,
Right,
the Unified for Pride event?
Absolutely.
Yes, and if you want to start your fundraiser, go to unifiedforpride.org or
Yes.
.com to start your fundraiser, which takes literally about 2 minutes to create your campaign.
Everything is
Okay.
there. Everything is there, from overlays,
yeah.
setting it up, everything. So
Mhm.
don't
And
skip it.
the cool thing about Unify for Pride is that you can choose one of the 12 participating
Yes,
organizations, or you can choose to support all 12 with your campaign. This is the
Wow.
first time that we're doing this.
amazing.
So maybe we'll see this feature again in the future if y'all like it. I think I would love to see it as well for different events we're doing, and an option for creators. Anyway.
Absolutely.
Anyway, work in progress. But yeah, if you want to create your campaign, of course, go ahead and do it. The Unify for Pride event is going amazing, and I love seeing all the creators using the overlays that we created, and
Yes.
all,
And it just makes
all
it
the
so
toolkit
fun.
stuff.
The overlays,
yes.
it makes it an enjoyable
So
experience.
bright and
just
colorful.
good.
I love it. I love it. Even when I did my fundraiser, I was like, "Ooh, we worked on this together, and I get to use it."
Oh, I bet.
Okay. But
I
yeah, thank you for supporting Unify for Pride, ladies, for having this discussion today. Seriously, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you both have any planned campaigns in the future for your favorite LGBTQ organization?
Tomorrow I'm
I know
just
you have an event
guest
tomorrow.
appearing,
Yeah.
on another stream. I
Yeah.
think from St. Jude. I need a break a little bit from fundraising, but I am constantly supporting my fellow content creators who are fundraising for this month.
Yeah.
And if
Take
you're
your
not fundraising
break,
yourself,
please.
speaking of, if you're not fundraising yourself, or if you can't contribute directly but you'd like to support, retweet, host, share the campaign link, which is what I'm doing because I'm not personally fundraising this month. But
Yes.
free ways to help.
Yeah. Agreed.
Ash, did you have anything for that as well?
So burnout, charity burnout is a thing. And,
Yeah.
I do want to speak on that. I am experiencing that myself. But I did write down some other organizations that I thought were really cool that I think you all should totally check out. I have Queerty Games that provides a safe platform for both developers and LGBTQ plus gamers to connect and learn from one another. I don't think that there's enough of that happening in games and gaming in general. So when I saw that, I thought that that was really important. And then there's the ILGA World, which is an international federation of organizations dedicated to equal rights for LGBTQ plus people across the globe. Now, I think it's important that we kind of speak really quick that not every country is accepting of LGBTQ plus. And so when you have organizations working across the globe who want to make that more normalized and want to help the community, I think it's really important to raise money for that. And then, of course, the Thrive Youth Center, which provides the LGBTQ plus homeless young adults with a safe and supportive environment, which to even think that a youth is homeless because their family doesn't support them because they're a part of the LGBTQ plus community is just
Yeah.
horrifying and
Yeah.
disgusting. So causes like that where you're helping someone just be safe and have awareness around them is really important. So I wrote those down. I in the future would love to raise money for them personally, but right now I'm laying low. I am a part
And
of
that's
2 charity
fine.
stream yeah, I am a part of 2 charity stream teams, Project Kindness as well as Team SideQuest. So charity is happening
Mhm.
as soon as possible. It's just right now, let me
Take a
see.
little breather. You gotta take a breather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is your month of celebration, and that's totally
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah. But uplift
And
others.
yeah,
Uplift others
and
who
you
are
both do that all the time. So, yeah,
thanks.
thank
Okay.
you. Seriously, thank you.
Thank
So
you. Thank you
appreciative.
for having us.
Yes, thank you for
No,
having us.
no, thank
I'm
you.
honored. I'm
Reverse card.
flattered.
So,
Thank
Chillbo,
you.
where can we find you on socials, and how can we support you?
So just ChillboBagginz with a Z.
Z.
Is quirky, I guess. Everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and yeah, I don't know. Just follow it if you want to, but if not, that's totally cool. Just thanks for taking the time out of your day to listen to this and to give
Yes.
us your attention because you could be doing anything with your free time and you're here and that's amazing.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Thank you, Chillbo. Ash, where
Yes.
can we find you, dear? And please talk about your podcast as well and how we can find
Okay.
archives of that, please.
Okay. My name is Ashlinaa. That's with 2 A's on the end. You can call me Ash if you want. It's if that's easier for you. But you can find me everywhere at Ashlinaa with 2 A's at the end. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. YouTube's kind of on hold right now because I'm waiting to see how they continue to support the Black, Indigenous, and people of color community. I'm waiting to see if they continue to halt on that or if they're going to move forward with that. I am very curious, YouTube. Looking at you. But yeah, no, you can find me at Ashlinaa on all of the things. Motivational is a podcast where we talk about real life issues and hopefully can motivate you in some way, shape, or form. I share all sorts of stories. Ash has actually been on the show as well as Cheebs, and we've talked about some really deep issues. I want to motivate you to live your best life. And you can find that on Spotify. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Pocket Cast, I think is what it's called. YouTube's on hold right now. So Spotify is
Yeah.
going to be the best place to find it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you listen to it. Having these content creators come on and share their time with me is so incredibly special. And I encourage you to take a listen, take a look and listen and hear their stories. So yeah.
Yay, Ash. And it seems like you're doing them about twice a month?
Yes, twice a month.
Twice a
I try
month?
to do them.
Okay.
Right.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I'm about to go on break because I'm tired. But yes, twice a month. Twice a month. Yes.
Perfect. And again, chat, follow both of these creators. We have the Control Plus extension that you should see on our stream to follow both of these creators on Twitch. And like they said, ChillboBagginz with a Z on all socials and Ashlinaa with a double A at the end on all socials. So make sure you do engage with their content and support and uplift them outside of this podcast, okay? Because they're both wonderful and they're doing amazing work, and we are so happy to have them within the Tiltify community. And thank you for letting us uplift you today. And
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I want to close out this stream. We're gonna go find another community member to
Let's do it.
raid. How about that?
Okay.
So,
Where are we going?
where are we going? Let's see. Where should we go?
Let's see.
We have so many beautiful people online. We do have Tiffany Witcher online. Tiffany Witcher is playing Monster Hunter.
Yes.
Yep, Monster Hunter, yep. And Tiffany is a non-binary Black creator on the platform. So, and Tiffany is fundraising for Trans Women of Color Collective right now.
Amazing.
And they are, what is math? $92 away from their goal. Okay.
go. Let's
So
go.
let's go. Let's
do
go.
it.
Let's go spread some love over to Tiffany, okay? Thank you
Yes.
again everyone for watching, and we need a raid message.
Oh.
We do need a raid message. I didn't think about that one, chat. We need a
Okay,
raid message.
Let's get tilted.
Let's see. Let's get
Let's get
tilted.
tilted. You know, honestly, Cheebs, you're adorable. Honestly.
Let's
Tilted means mad, right?
Yes, I don't
Okay.
know.
I was thinking
Not in a
Like-
loving way.
I was thinking like these global ones, right? Because
Yeah, we can even use the heart, you know. We can be basic. Tiltify raid. We love you. Okay. Let's go
love
shoot it
that.
over to Tiffany. Okay. Let me just do the things of typing, you know. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm just like different things in the chat. Sorry.
Awesome. All right, y'all. We are closing out.
Yes.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Make sure you do
everybody.
follow
Yes,
them.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Stay cool and drink water. Okay.
Or coffee.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.